Elden Ring, a game famous for beautiful scenery, terrifying bosses, and absolutely no intention of letting you have a good time. So naturally, I created the most powerful warrior imaginable, a tiny stickman with questionable equipment and absolutely no idea what he was doing. And just like that, I was thrown into a cave and expected to understand what was happening. Eventually, I reached my first fog gate. Behind it was my first real enemy. Surely the game wouldn't immediately destroy me. Wrong. This thing had multiple arms, multiple weapons, and the confidence of someone who knew I hadn't read the controls. Somehow I survived. And honestly, that was probably the last time I felt confident. I walked into the next room expecting treasure, glory, and maybe a nice little adventure. Instead, I got introduced to the ancient Elden Ring tradition of pressing buttons and hoping for the best. But against all odds, I won. Which meant it was time to leave the tutorial and discover what the actual game had planned for me. I stepped into the lands between with one goal: become Elden Lord. The world looked incredible. Massive castles, ancient ruins, giant trees. And for approximately 5 seconds, I thought this was going to be a relaxing adventure. Then I saw him, the Tree Sentinel, a giant knight riding directly toward me. And because I am incredibly intelligent, I thought, this will be easy. I discovered very quickly that confidence is not the same thing as skill. He hit me so hard, I briefly became part of the scenery. So I did what every professional gamer does after getting destroyed. I sat down, thought about my life choices, and decided that maybe I should actually level up, because apparently, walking directly into the strongest enemy I could see wasn't the strategy. Then I met Malenia, who offered me a deal. She wanted my help, and in return, I would get the ability to become stronger. She also gave me a horse. Finally, I had transportation, and with my new horse and slightly increased confidence, I headed towards Stormvale Castle. Inside was a very large man who apparently had a personal problem with people trying to enter his castle. He hit me. I hit him. Technically, we were both participating. Unfortunately, I participated much more than he did. Then the boss entered a second phase, and suddenly, he had a giant magical weapon, because apparently the first one wasn't unfair enough. Eventually, I made it deeper into Stormvale Castle, and I quickly learned that the castle contained just as many ways to die as the boss did. And then I met the dogs. At this point, I started keeping a death log, and somehow, the dogs had become my greatest enemy. But after enough suffering, I finally defeated the boss. Unfortunately, Stormvale's real problem was still waiting for me. Godric decided that having normal arms was boring, so he grafted a dragon onto himself. And somehow, after everything he threw at me, Godric fell. After claiming his great rune, I traveled north into Liurnia of the Lakes, and there it was, the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Then I discovered magic, and immediately decided that hitting things with a sword was completely overrated. Liurnia was beautiful, mysterious, and filled with people who apparently really hated visitors. Everywhere I went, there was another strange enemy, another spell, or another reason to question my decisions. But slowly, I started getting stronger. Then I traveled east, and discovered the single worst-looking holiday destination in the lands between. The wildlife was also completely normal. This guy looked like he had been waiting centuries for someone to annoy, and apparently, that someone was me. Every attack became a game of dodge, panic, and hope. Eventually, I won. Although I'm not entirely sure how. Eventually, I reached Leyndell, the capital of the entire Golden Order. And honestly, this place looked incredible. Then I found Morgott, and Morgott immediately made it clear that being Elden Lord wasn't going to be a simple promotion. He told me to give up. So naturally, I did the reasonable thing and defeated him. With another major enemy gone, the path forward finally opened. And there it was, the Erd Tree. Unfortunately, reaching the Erd Tree meant traveling through one of the coldest and most dangerous areas I'd seen. And then I met the fire giant. He was enormous, he was terrifying, and somehow, he also ended up on the floor. Next came Mog, a blood-soaked demigod who looked like he had absolutely nothing better to do. And then he entered his second phase. But after everything he'd thrown at me, Mog finally fell. Then I reached the throne room, and waiting for me was Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. He was already terrifying. Then he stopped holding back. The arena started shaking, the ground started cracking, and I started reconsidering every decision that had brought me here. But eventually, even the first Elden Lord had to admit defeat. And then I entered the arena of the boss everyone had warned me about. Malenia, Blade of Miquella, Goddess of Rot, professional destroyer of confidence. And then I discovered her favorite trick, Waterfowl Dance. The attack was so fast that my brain didn't even have time to process the fact that I was losing. So I did what any sane person would do. I studied the attack. I learned the timing. I memorized the patterns. And then she entered phase 2, because apparently beating Malenia once wasn't enough. By this point, I had attempted this fight so many times that I was basically studying for an exam. Eventually, I figured it out. Dodge, roll, attack, survive. And after what felt like an entire lifetime, Malenia finally fell, which meant there was only one thing left between me and the Elden Ring, Radagon. He was the final guardian of the Golden Order, and he wasn't exactly interested in giving up. And then Radagon disappeared, and something far, far worse appeared. The Elden Beast immediately demonstrated one of the most annoying abilities imaginable. It could swim through the air. So I chased a giant space creature around a cosmic arena while trying not to get vaporized. And after everything I'd survived, I finally landed the final blow. The Elden Beast shattered into golden light. The battle was over. And somehow, I had actually done it. I started this journey with basically nothing. A wooden club, terrible decisions, and absolutely no idea what I was doing. But after every death, every boss, every dog, every ridiculous attack, I kept getting back up. And now, after everything the lands between threw at me, I'm the Elden Lord. And that was my journey through Elden Ring. If you enjoyed watching this tiny stickman suffer for nearly 5 minutes, then trust me, there was a lot more suffering that didn't make it into this video. So if you want to see what happens next, you know what to do.